Hello and welcome to Automation. Last time we did a build purely for Baja Showcase, and I kinda would like to stay in this topic for today's video. But this time we won't have any rules to obey. This design will be for us only. So my plan is to take body of Fiat 126P, wider known as Maluch, and reshape it into a Boxer or V6 powered buggy. Without further ado, let's get into the designer. Yeah, this is a 1965 hatchback body, if you are looking for it. It is in base game, and I think I am going to stay with 1980s for this build, at least for the body part. Maybe later on in the trim I will change it. I am not sure about the engine though. I might modernize it, because we are really, well, swapping this car with other engine than it should have. As some of you may know, the original Maluch had a two-piston engine. Well, we can't do that in this game, but we are going to swap it anyway with, well, hopefully some kind of a Boxer engine or small dimensions V6, we will see. As for the parts here, we are going kinda classic, so steel and monocoque. Monocoque cause, well, we can't pick a rear longitudinal engine placement on a ladder, so we are staying like that, or we can go with space frame. Yeah, you know what, let's go with space frame. It will weigh a lot, but yeah, whatever. Now off to the engine we go. I've decided to go with 2000s engine, early 2000s, and it seems we can place Boxer 4 in there. I am not sure what capacity we will make out of it, but we will see. As for V6, we would have to go with real small bore and high stroke. I am not sure if I want to do that. Yeah, so let's go with 2.4 liter Boxer engine. It is almost square, so I guess we can work with that. I wonder if placing anything more in there will change our width. Let's not worry about that, at least for now, and move on with picking the parts here. We are going to go with some kind of quality parts, that is for sure. We want to output at least some power. Now off to the top end. I am not changing much here yet, I will come back to it later. I would like this engine to be quite high RPM, we'll see if we can do that. As I said, no turbo, and for the injection we are going with direct. Cause why the heck not? We will see what intake we will need here. We will pick accordingly later on. And I am sure about fuel requirement. We are going with regular. I don't want this build to be completely over the top, so yeah, some reasonable choices have to be made here. And that is the same story for the exhaust, really. Let's stay with tubular mid for now. We will change it later on, like with other parts. No catalytic converter, no mufflers at all. Well, as of now we are not making a lot of power out of this engine, so I guess a lot of tuning is required here. But as you can see, we are heavily restricted in many areas, and I have to work on reliability for a bit. So give me some time and I will tune back in with the results of my initial tuning. After some fiddling, we have no issues with reliability anymore, as you can see. I've basically gave it other kind of pistons, lightweight forged, and gave it a balancing mass that I instantly turned down. So we have quite nice and high, or rather low throttle response. Same story with the flow restrictions. I gave it race intake, as the curve looks, well, in my opinion, the best here. And it is a little bit bigger. Still, we are at tubular long headers, and likely we are going to stay like that. The exhaust is incredibly small for this one, but as you can see, it likes it quite a bit. I haven't done much with compression. Well, I give it VVL, as you can see, so the high RPM profile is very, very high. Cam profile, sorry. Well, I guess now we could change the compression a little bit, and let's see how much we can squeeze out of it. I guess not that much. Well, maybe it would be a good idea to give it premium fuel then. Okay, I think we are done with tuning this engine. We will stay like that. And we are right now at 275 horsepower peak and 280 newton meters of torque peak. And our torque curve is quite nice. It starts quite high, right, like you can see. So I guess, considering our final wave, we are not going to take much power to move forward, that is for sure. The engine alone is only 130 kilos, so I think we will be under 1000 kilos for sure. I would say we will make it around 800. Oh yeah, I think I will go back later on to aesthetics here and paint this engine, cause I will likely make it visible on the back of the car. We'll see what will come out of it though. Now we are off to the body. That will take some work, that is for sure. I am not sure if I want to take these fenders out, cause I am going to move the wheels out anyway, and they are going to be quite a lot bigger than they are right now. So I guess I am going to do a trial and error here. Yeah, I've modeled the body a little bit, and I've started with making a huge cutout on the rear of the car. Now I want to move it around a bit so it sticks out much more. I'm not sure if that's a good idea or not, but I guess we will see when we are done with it. These exhaust pieces are going to be very, very annoying, I can tell you that much already. I wanted to move this engine backwards a little bit, but now I don't know if it's a good idea or not, if they want to stick out that much. Well, I kinda spaced out as I was building a cage holding this engine in place, and I started cutting out the parts of the body, and this is as much as I am going to cut. Also, I've put some bins here already, so just to show you how I am going to build a roll cage inside of there, because I want this to be one whole thing connected together. Well, this is going to be a heck of a work, but oh well, what can you do? Also, I am kinda doing this car backwards, cause well, there is not much of a car yet here. I am going to need to do a front end, also give it some well, headlights and stuff. Well. Building a cage part 2, I guess. Well, as you can see, it is getting some shape now. I am not sure how they are constructed in real buggies, but well, as you can see, I am improvising and going a bit after looks than how they should serve its purpose, but I guess it is not that bad, not bad at all. Where was that part now? Yeah, find this in this mess. Finding anything in this mess is very hard. I feel like we are nearing the end here. It is shapely now, that is for sure, but it also looks like it was built by some kind of a redneck. But well, what can you do? There are only few parts missing here and there, or at least I feel like they are missing, so I am going to place them. I might try to cut out this piece here also. I don't know if I will succeed at that, but it is worth a try. Okay, it looks like with some additional pieces I would be able to cut this whole thing out, but as you can see I have to place quite a few of these cutout pieces to take this whole thing out. Yeah, and again make it smaller, move it around so it doesn't break and it covers the whole thing. I think I overdid it by quite a bit, cause at this point you could just hide the body, hide the chassis and fill in some pieces down there and it would be completely new car, not even connected to this body we've picked, but well, if I said I want to build a Maluch Fiat 126p, then we are going to build it, so yeah, we are staying like that. And I guess it is time to move on with the build, add some taillights, some headlights, some minor fixtures and fill in the void inside of this thing. I took on the rear end first, and as you can see it is fairly simplistic. I gave it a radiator here and some fans over it. Simple tail lights with a braking light in the middle. Yeah, and I guess for the rear end that is about it. Nothing much here to place. I guess I could cover the hole here, but I don't feel like this is necessary. Maybe with this steel plate I used earlier. Well, I guess it looks a bit better like that, and there is some free space back there, I don't know, for storage maybe? For anything you'd like, really. Well, I guess right now we can move on to the front, but there's not much to do here also. Well, also I need to move the tires outwards a little bit. Front of this car is as basic and simple as in actual Maluch. Well, not really anything to look at here. And well, here we could place some kind of tire, but I don't have any mod that would give us it. So I guess you have to use your imagination, or we can use this thing here. And it will replace our spare wheel just nicely. Let's put two of them maybe. Yeah, let's stay like that. Okay, the seats are in and the steering wheel is in also. Right now I should make something to connect it to, as we don't have a dashboard and we won't have any in there. So otherwise the steering wheel would just hang out there, flying, completely not connected to anything. We can't have that, can we? Well, this build is basically done. There is nothing much we can place here. It is bare bones, but it will do its job, that is for sure. I guess with that piece placed we can move on to tuning this thing in terms of drivetrain, brakes, wheels and stuff like that. Okay, so we are going with rear-wheel drive, manual gearbox. I would go for 4 gears and not much of a top speed. Maybe 200 would be enough, and let's make these gears shorter, but not too short. Okay, let's stay like that. And for LSD we would like some kind of LSD like clutched. Or let's just go with manual locker. Again, I don't know what is in buggies, actual buggies, probably some kind of limited slip differential, but well, whatever, we are having fun here anyway. Well, we can't do much with tires over there, so we are going to get back to advanced settings and make them what we want them here. Okay, the rear tire is slightly bigger than the front, and this is a wide boy now, so yeah. Hopefully it won't break in BeamNG.drive like Monster Bus did. Well, when you overdo these settings, things like to break a lot. Sadly, we can't make the brakes massive, because we are limited by our rim size, but well, I guess I can manage to tune them so this car actually stops. Yeah, right now let's just set the part preset to race and stay like this. I will mess with the force later on. Under tray, what we want here, let's go with full clad and some brake airflow. Okay, we don't need bench in the back, we need 2 seats on the front, and interior is going to be basic without entertainment. Now after the steering, we are not going with any steering aids. Let's go with manual rack and pinion and no traction aids at all too. Safety, as we have the roll cage, let's go with standard 2000s because it's a bit lighter and this car body is old. Okay, how much do we weigh? Okay, 780 kilos right now, so we are not bad at all. Let's go to suspension, and for the suspension we are going with hydro pneumatic because it's best for off-road and also off-road sway bars. And let's set it to off-road preset. Let's see how it looks now. Okay, it's a bit higher. We can work with that, and I guess I should now start tuning it. Yeah, I decided to give it one more gear, because why not? And I am not going to change much in our top speeds. 120. Let's go for 240. Now after the brakes, well, they are way too strong for what they need to do, so I guess I am going to change the pad type to something lower, but not too low, and maybe lower the force of the braking. 85 on the front and even less on the rear. Yeah, let's stay like this. Here we are not changing anything, and now the only thing left to do is suspension. I guess I am done with this build. Suspension is, well, tuned, if you can say so. I gave it a lot of camber on the front, removed the camber on the rear, made the suspension a bit harder on the springs, and I guess I am going to leave it like that, cause, well, we can't get rid of this understeer in any way. In aerodynamics it looks even worse, so likely well, this car will go in straight line, which is sad, but well, we will see in BeamNG.drive. As you can see, this car is not very costly too, and it burns only 9 liters per 100 kilometers, so I guess it is not that bad. Okay, so this is the final look of the car, this is how I am going to export it, so see you in a bit in BeamNG.drive. Okay, there we are in BeamNG.drive. I must admit the car doesn't look that bad in BeamNG, but it has one big issue, but this one you have to hear out. Yeah, the engine sound breaks. I don't know why. I tried re-exporting it, it didn't change a thing, so we are stuck with sound like that. Yeah, and as you have noticed, we are on a drag strip. That is because I wanted to try it on a quarter mile, how fast it is, and also I wanted to try if it wants to wheelie. The suspension is quite soft and it is weighted heavily to the rear, so there is a possibility it will do a wheelie. Now let's try lining it up. Okay. Yes, it does. It does a wheelie, and well, we are out of the race. Well, let's try that again, but this time we will start from low RPM if our opponent wants to line up, that is. We will also have a chance to see how Polomes does on a drag strip, because I haven't tested it at all back in the day. Okay, we are way faster, but this one weighs like 800 kilos. Well, I failed that, but we did it in 11.3 seconds. Let's try that again. Well, it is quite fast. That much I must admit, but we have to take care adjusting its lane, cause it does not want to turn at all. It does whatever it wants, basically. Okay, we did it in 11.2 seconds, and the other PFS did it in 11.8, but it reached higher top speed. Well, I guess we should now move to some deserted area and try it off-road. Well, with the good news out of the way, I guess it's time to move on to the bad news. Well, I had to move jobs, move the place I am working at, so I will have much less time to work on videos and creations for automations. So, well, it is very likely I am going to drop the Tuesday updates and going to stick only to Saturday ones, and it will be hard for me to manage to do even that much. Well, the next few weeks will be rough for me, that is for sure. It is mostly due to how much I will have to spend commuting, and of course it is a new job, so you know, you have to adjust to new place, to new rules, and well, learn to do what you have to do there. So yeah, well, I guess you have to wish me luck there. But let's move away from this grim mood and state what is important here, that is this creation that is before us. I must admit, it handles well off-road, much better than on asphalt, and well, we shouldn't be really surprised there, cause it is tuned purely for off-roading. It is sad though, I couldn't well, submit this one to the showcase, cause well, it doesn't obey the rules of the showcase. It is way too late built, and it has some settings that are not allowed there. It wouldn't be that fun to drive around if I tried to make it obey the rules, so yeah, we are stuck like that. Anyway, as I said on the beginning of the video, in the automation, well, I wanted it to be our own thing anyway, but, well, you know, I couldn't predict how it will handle off-road, and I am amazed with how it came out. Other than few issues with the engine, mostly sound of the engine, it is perfect. Well, also it is a little bit too back heavy, but we haven't flipped yet, so I guess that is good. After driving for a little bit on this rocky area, I must admit it is not made for that completely. It has way too small wheels, it gets constantly stuck on this, and it flips around, doesn't want you to steer it around at all. Well, I guess we have to move on from there, find some dunes and ride on them. It will be much better in this environment than, well, right there. About this cutting weekly uploads in half thing, well, I don't know for how long they will stay cut, but for now I have to do so. I am planning on coming back to 2 uploads weekly still, and still I want to do some variety some days, so yeah. But that is for the future, so yeah, for now we have to endure and do what has to be done. And well, as I said before, I am not even sure if I will be able for next few weeks to do at least 1 video weekly, but I will try my best. I guess it's time to end this video off. And well, right now I must say this car does not handle on sand as good as I wished it would. I don't know what to do in terms of tuning to make cars handle better on desert areas, on sand that is. I never tried any builds only for that, never fiddled with it for long. Well, hard ground, asphalt is, well, the best for my creations at least. So yeah, before we end this video off, let's try top speed of this car, cause I think I've set it at 240 and I don't know what it will make in on this highway. Let's see. It does not want to go straight right away. We had 5-gear gearbox here, yeah, and we are off track. Yeah, at least we are flipping well. We are like a cartwheel or something like that. It is so bouncy. Well, I guess we are getting too much uplift on high speeds to keep it straight, so I guess we won't be able to check it, at least on this map. And I am not going for map change now. Well, this video is getting quite long anyway. Okay, we are over the top speed from automation. 280, 290. And yeah, let's end it off here. So yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.